Hey guys, Vinny here, and I have a thrift store, estate sale, and eBay haul to share with you all. Before I get started, I know it's been a really long time since I filmed a video and uploaded it to YouTube. Had a lot going on before the holidays. I don't know if any of you saw my Facebook post. My grandmother passed on the 3rd of December, and we kind of had to scurry to get there and make sure we were there for the funeral and, just to be with the family. We hadn't seen each other in 6 long years, and that's crazy. But, times got tough, and, after my grandfather passed away 6 years ago, we didn't have a house to stay in anymore because my grandmother moved to an apartment, and then when she had her stroke, she just didn't have a place for us to stay anymore, which is unfortunate, death, but I mean, it happens, and we're all going to go through it at some point in life, so, I just tried to embrace it, and it's not like it was unexpected. She was sick for a long time. She actually came to visit us here in Maryland, I think it was my freshman year of college, like right before I started college. She went back, and then around Thanksgiving time she had her stroke, and then she just quickly went downhill from there. So yeah, we had the funeral, and then, I had finals exactly the week after the funeral, so I literally flew home, and I think it was the day, I think my parents were driving home from Wisconsin, and then I flew home that day because I wanted to make sure I got home and slept well, because my exams were exactly that Monday after we actually decided to leave Sunday. So my parents dropped me off at the airport, and I flew home. I came and picked me up. It was around 7:30, and then he drove over to his house to pick my dog up, and then we drove back to my house, and then, I wanted to unpack and just make sure I was settled back in at home. And then I tried to study, because you know what happens when you have to study. You just procrastinate, you just put it off until late. So I think I was up till about 3:30 in the morning, just studying and then getting distracted with all the other stuff that I have to do. So then I got up at about 8:30 in the morning, and then, headed to my college campus, because I had the other car so I could drive to the campus, which was great. And then I stayed on the campus till about 4:30 p.m. because we had a group project for my speech class. And then as soon as I was done there, we had to bolt because I had to be at work at 5:15, and then I did a 5:15 to 11:15 shift, and I was exhausted after that. But we did have great holidays. Again, it did feel really, really rushed this year because we were kind of like, do we really want to put up Christmas? We've been through so much, and it was like, but we wanted to continue with our tradition, and we put up the tree, and, we decorated it upstairs. We didn't have our Christmas downstairs this year because we're trying to get the family room situated and make it a family room again and trying to update it, because this house is, it's still got some of the original paint colors and wallpaper even, which is utterly tacky, but yeah, that's enough about my life. Let's get into the haul video. I'm going to try to put the items that I'm going to show you in the exact order in which I got them. So it's spanning probably over a month. I just didn't have enough stuff to do a haul in that month because, that's another thing. I'm also not going to school this semester, with everything that we had to go through with the funeral and then the holidays. We just didn't have enough to put me through school this semester. So I'm going to be off till about the end of August. So that gives me enough time to source and, list. And I still have my part-time job at Goods. So that'll be 3 years. My birthday, actually, my 22nd birthday will mark 3 years that I've been there. So yeah, sorry to bore you guys. The first 3 minutes of this video is kind of about what's been going on, so I know that's kind of not what you're here for, so let's jump right into the haul video. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to show you is something that came from a consignment shop. My parents decided to go to, I think it was like some antique store up in another town, for a few, maybe a few miles away from us. So they managed to find me a few Christmas items, and this was after the holidays, so most of the Christmas stuff at antique shops and consignment shops typically goes down 50% or more. So let me show you guys the items. I don't know what to start with here. Okay, so my parents found me 2 of these. These are, focus that in there for you, Mr. and Mrs. Claus Wreath of Spinning Lights, and they're always moving. I think my parents paid like $2 or $3 for these. They were originally $15 a piece. They're from 1973, if you guys can see. I don't know if it'll let me focus here. Let me try. It's trying. Come on. Anyway, sorry about that. No focusing. So yeah, these are from 1973. They're not really my style when it comes to vintage Christmas. I prefer the stuff that's from pre-1960 or even mid-60s back. So I might just send these off to auction, or I might look them up just to see if they're going for anything. And if they are, I might just lot them together. And if not, they're going right to the auction. My parents said I could do whatever the heck I wanted to with them. So that's that. Excuse me, guys. Some dust has been flying, so that's why I'm scratching my nose. Alright, this was a really, really cool pickup. This is a vintage, I don't even know how old it is. Probably 60s, as the other items that I have. Soldier, and he was carrying a candy cane at some time, but apparently it was missing. My parents, oh god, they must have paid $2 or $3 for this. Again, it was so cheap, they knew I liked this stuff, so that's why they got it for me. There aren't any markings on it, like no maker's marks. Again, sorry guys, dust is flying all over in here. So there weren't like any Empire or any of those other famous or infamous blow mold companies' names written on this. But my mom found one of these on eBay, and the guy with the candy cane sold for $45. So if I ever have to sell this in the future, he's going to be going up for sale. Alright, last item that they found for me is this really awesome Santa Claus. He has a really long beard, and it's so soft. Like, literally, if you touched it, it's almost like cotton. And if you can see right here, or I hope you guys can see, or maybe you guys can't. There is an $8 price tag on there, but of course my parents didn't pay that. I think they may have paid $1 or $2. He is stamped Japan on the back of him, if you guys can see that. And he's going to go with all my other Santa Clauses that I have. And I thought he was cool looking. As you all know, I love my vintage Santa Clauses. Some of them that I have are a tad bit creepy, but I guess that's just how they were made in those days. So I love this one. So that's it from the consignment shop. Now let's jump into the thrift stuff. Stuff that I picked up myself. Where to start? I guess I'll start off with the media. The very first item that I think I paid $4.49 for is the very first season of the 1970s hit Happy Days. The only person that I recognize in here is the Fonz star, who was played by Henry Winkler. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking of Henry Fonda there for a second. But yeah, $4.49 for the first season. I'm definitely going to watch it because I know it's a classic 70s show. When I was growing up, we had I had the Rugrats VHS tapes, and they would play the theme song just to advertise the old shows, because they were from the 90s, early 2000s. So this was it wasn't that old in the 90s and early 2000s. So I got that. Alright, this was a great find. I don't know who would donate this, but I've been waiting to find a copy of We're Off to See the Wizard, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Practically clean. I don't think this disc was ever played, and I only paid $3.29 for it. Got a brand new and factory sealed copy of the film Caddyshack for $3.29. Let me know in the comments below if this is a funny movie. I'm not a golfer, and I know this is about golfing, so if I don't get some of the humor in it, I'll understand why. But a sealed copy of this for $3.29 you can't beat. The 1980 movie Airplane, and I've seen, there was some ad that was put out a few years ago with this, I think it was like I don't remember what it was about, but it had either a scene from this movie and they just turned it into the commercial. I think this one was on sale the day that I got it. $3.29, and I think I paid $1.64 for it. Again, a clean copy, which is awesome. And surprisingly, I'm wondering if this is going to go up in value, because I just found out today that Mary Tyler Moore just passed away. This is the very first season of the show, and I think I got this one free, because my Salvation Army tends to do buy 3 DVDs and you get one free. So this one may have not cost me anything, and they just gave it to me. If I'm going to sell it, I'm probably going to only put it up for $9.99 because that's pretty much what they're going for right now, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. This one might be a little cheesy, but I've been wanting to see it for a while just to see if it really was as bad as people have been saying. The 1988 film Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't know if it's one of those, like, Chucky films, which, by the way, I did like the Child's Play series, up to the 4th, which was Bride. Didn't like The Seed very much. I thought that one was kind of eh. But I got this one, and this one I think was from Goodwill for probably $2.69 or something like that. Again, clean condition. I'll watch it at some point in my life. Alright, what do we got next? Oh yeah, Thrift Haul. Another piece from the thrift store. This was very, very interesting, and this was in the showcase at the front of the store. I think this is from the 1920s or the 1930s. If you guys hear barking in the background, I apologize. I think my dog is going a little nuts. I don't know who this is on the bottle. Let me know in the comments below if you think you know. I paid $3.21 for this, and I thought it was super, super cool, and this is actual cork. So this isn't like some cheesy, fake, made-to-look-old piece. This is a true, authentic old piece. And I like the fact that there's a cool-looking woman on it. Like I said, I don't know who in the world this is. I may have to take a magnifying glass to it just to see. But this isn't for sale. This is actually going to go in my personal collection. You know, just a neat, kitschy, unique piece that you don't see every day. And for $3.21, I couldn't beat that. Alright, this I just picked up not too long ago. And there's dog hair in it already. This is a vintage Hall Westinghouse refrigerator container made of ceramic. It was 20% off, so I basically paid $4 for this. This is actually not going up for sale. This is going to go to my aunt because this is that sun yellow. And I know it looks a little different on the camera, but in real life it's actually much brighter and lighter. So for $4, I couldn't pass that up. And I didn't have to pay shipping or anything like that. Alright, from the Salvation Army, this was just sitting in one of the random bins that they have out on the shelves. Probably not worth all that much. It's from the 1960s. It's a lace hood by the brand Gala. Paid $1.29. I might put it up on eBay just to see if it'll go for anything. I'm thinking $12.99 or best offer. And it's going to be an easy shipper. Throw it in a bubble mailer and it's out of here. So this will cost probably $2 or $3 to ship. I think $12.99 is pretty fair. And the fact that it's in the original package and the graphics on it are fantastic. Someone could just buy it for new old stock collecting, or they could actually use it. I don't know if someone would use it for like a veil. Again, I'm not a woman. I don't know this stuff. But I think someone will absolutely love this. And for $1.29, why not? Alright, let me get all this stuff out of the way here and get myself organized. Alright, down to the estate sale. I spent a total of $5 at the estate sale. Bought a bunch of neat little vintage trinkets, and then some cleaning products, like, you know, Swiffer, like the pad you use to sweep the floor with the Swiffer, and it catches all the dog hair and stuff. By the way, if you guys hit estate sales, don't be afraid to look for the household stuff, like tissues and plastic bags, like the sandwich bags and the cleaning supplies. I'm telling you, you can save so much money. We bought a whole bunch of sandwich bags, a bunch of cleaning gloves, and a bunch of stuff for like $15, and we know we would have spent at least $20, $30, $40 on all that stuff, so don't be afraid to look for that stuff, because it's very pricey in the stores. Anyway, I guess the very first things that I will show you happen to come from the estate sale, and I spent $3 on all the knickknacks that you're going to see. You guys know how much I love my pixies, and I saw these choir boy pixies. So they were 75 cents a piece. They are marked Japan. I recently came in contact with a pixie collector on eBay, and I'm going to see if she wants these. I might say $20 for the pair. Oh, one is missing his shoe. I didn't realize that. See? One's missing his shoe. Whoops. But for 75 cents a piece, I couldn't beat that. I'm not a fan of these ones at all because I like the ones that have a pointy nose and have the pointy ears, like the typical pixie that you saw, or the elf on the shelf of the 60s. Those are what I like, not these guys. Sorry, boys, you're not my type. Sorry, that did sound wrong. Not into men. Alrighty. So those were 75 cents a piece. I also got this really, really neat push puppet poodle. Whoop. I think this one says made in Italy. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says either Italy or Wally or something. Excuse me, like that. I think it was Italy and it was just faded. Oh, I forgot one thing from the Goodwill. This is a leprechaun pixie. And he was in a bag lot with a bunch of other junk. And it had been sitting there for weeks, probably a month. And nobody had bought it. And I thought, okay, since it's still here, I might as well just get it. So I did, and I paid $3.59 for the whole bag, and I donated the other crap that I didn't want, and I just kept this guy. I've never owned a leprechaun pixie before, so I thought that was cool. I already have a Thanksgiving Native American pixie, so now I have a leprechaun pixie. Last item from the estate sale is something that's probably going to make me the most money. Not a lot, but it's still something. This really, really cool, kitschy 1950s spaghetti poodle, along with her two pups. Again, that was 75 cents. I can't read the bottom very well. I think it says National Peterson or Potterson, Cleveland, made in Japan. Again, 75 cents for this is great. These aren't chipped or cracked or anything. They're very, very cute. And they are spaghetti, that weird thick glass that looks like it was squirted out of like a tube or something like a cake icing tube or something like that, and put onto here. Very, very cool. I'm probably going to put this up for $19.99 or best offer. They don't go for very much, and of course the poodle just came off of the chain, which I have to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I think that should do pretty darn well. My dad seemed to do better, because this was a cash-only sale, so they didn't have to charge tax, thank God. So he bought a lot of more expensive stuff, and since I don't have a lot of money, I mean, I kind of have a little bit, but not too much, I just wanted to stick to the cheap stuff, and so I picked out this little poodle here, and those pixies, so I know I'm going to make some money. So that wasn't a bad deal for 75 cents, and I'm going to probably turn it over for 20 bucks. Alright, and also the last two items that I want to share are coming from eBay. I didn't spend hardly very much on these items, but I still love them nonetheless. Alright, the very first item that I picked up is this really awesome, original, authentic 1934 Coca-Cola serving tray featuring the original Tarzan and Jane, Johnny Weissmuller and Maureen O'Sullivan. I paid $46 for this, and typically I had seen these going on eBay for like $500. Even the repros were going for a lot. I guess people just don't know. I want to do a video to show you all how you can tell the originals from the fakes, because I know a lot about that kind of stuff, because I do collect these, and I have come across a few fakes in my purchasing, but I didn't spend very much. But that's okay, because sometimes you got to take risks, because sometimes you don't know what someone else has, or they don't even know, and that's why you can get a good deal on them. So I got that for 46 bucks. You can't beat that. Alright, the last item is actually a piece of clothing that I'm really excited to own and use. This is an authentic 1950s paisley patterned men's bathing suit, and it fits me perfectly. I was really ecstatic to get this. I only paid $24.99 for it. I think this is a size 32. It's made by the Big Splash by Puritan Company. That was awesome. I couldn't believe that this thing fit me. I thought I would have to get it altered. Thank God I don't, because now I can wear this during the summer. So yeah, that is my haul and life update. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Interested in following me on other social media? Head on over to the description box down below, and you can find me on Instagram, VinnyMac1995, originally vintage_Vinny's_treasures. Too long, so I thought VinnyMac1995 fit perfectly. Periscope, Vintage Vinny, Facebook, you can find my personal page, friend me if you want to, anything. Oh, just got a notification from eBay. So that's it for this haul video, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.